Good morning, and welcome to the Deal Room Live, the daily real estate deal tank powered by Titan Impact Group, a global leader in AI-driven real estate investing and funding, where the real estate world meets speed, precision, and profit. And bring us your deal so we can put it into our AI model that analyzes and structures real estate deals in minutes, generates all the docs you need to get the deal done, and gives you a verified, unbiased breakdown of due diligence report. The investors get the advantage of getting fully vetted AI analyzed deals that cut their due diligence time down by 60%. So you're in the right place. Let's open the deal room now and get into today's opportunity.
Good morning.
Can you see the video?
Yep, I can see you and Roman, and we got Blake and Trevor. Okay, good morning, everyone. We are from multiple locations today, so this should be interesting. I don't know what
You're all blurred out.
what we're gonna experience with Tommy and Roman.
We are on location today. We're out shooting live on location. Roman's doing OnlyFans over there.
You're like sideways. You have you're laying on your side.
I don't know
There
how to
you
get it to
go.
work right. So can you see stuff around me, behind me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, I'm gonna give you 6 guesses where we're at, and the first 7 don't count.
Katya's property.
No.
Katya's property is correct.
Oh, it is. Oh, wait, I thought you were going. Okay. Love
Yeah,
that.
no. So yeah, no. Before the podcast, we're not gonna. Here's the conversation I had with Charlie earlier today. We're in a situation where we got to go find some money from somebody that took it from us, and I have 2 choices. I can go in and do the I can be David or I can be Goliath, right? So I can go in and be a monster and a giant and an ass and cause all kinds of problems and walk away with nothing but a thump on the head from a kid with a slingshot, or I could be the kid with the slingshot and solve the world's problems. And so, with that in mind, when I look at what we have to do with this other entity, I considered the fact that, like, in order to get my money from them, I have to understand why they're not able to pay me, right? And the reason why they're unable to pay, and I'll say our client, retrieve our money from them for our client. The reason why I'm unable to do it is they've got a broken business. They're 100% broken. They don't make money, and so I tried to discover why. And so one of the things I know is that when I was in discussion with this company about 4 years ago, they explained that they are in a growth cycle and that they have a capital need, and they felt like their value was about $10 million at the time. They told me they had $4 million in debt, and they felt their value was about $10 million. And so this morning, the conversation I had with Charlie was about how to value a company. Does anybody in here know how to value businesses when you're buying them?
You use the EBITDA.
Okay, EBITDA. That would be considered what they call called what they call that the income approach. There's 3 approaches that are typically used in valuing businesses, and one of them is the EBITDA method, which is income. You take your income, and what that comes out to is your earnings before. That's what EBITDA stands for, earnings before, and then a bunch of other stuff, right? Interest, taxes, depreciation, amortization, right? So what are your earnings before all the bills have to be paid? And then they come up with a multiplier or multiple and then tell you what it comes out to. So what I did was I asked Charlie, I said, Charlie, help me reverse engineer some numbers, because if this company was worth 10 million 2 years ago or 4 years ago when we talked, and they were 4 million in debt, I imagine they're now 7 million in debt, and they're probably needing to be valued higher than that. I said, I need to know, like, just some rough numbers. How can I value this company based on the income? The other thing was the market approach. Market approach is to discover, like, what their revenue is and multiply that by a multiplier and base it on the industry that we're in. The multiplier, after you take all the liabilities out, the multiplier tells you how much the company's worth that way. And so we looked at that, and that revenue and stuff is based on the product. And then the third way to value a company, because, like, we could value this dirt all day. Like, with that dude on it, it's worth twice as much. But the other side to the valuation is called he's hot shotting out here. He's throwing rocks and stuff to make noise. The third valuation model that you can use, or the way to value a company, is assets. what is the total assets? And based on the fact that this company probably has $4 to $7 million in debt, they would need to own at least $4 to $7 million to be worth zero, right? They would have to have at least $4 to $7 million worth of stuff to own $0. So I said, Charlie, tell me how much this company needs to produce in product in order for us to be able to value it at $20 million. And Charlie was able to come back and tell me this company needs to produce anywhere between 48 products a year to 331 products a year in order to be valued at $20 million using one of those three methods. So the income method, EBITDA, showed that just based on what we know about the company, they would need to make approximately 48 units in order to achieve a $20 million valuation, which is called the income method. On a market method, I got it to reverse engineer the numbers and tell me that the company would need to make 96 units a year in order to be worth $20 million if they went through with the market method. And all I did was told Charlie, I said, Charlie, the product is sold for 150,000 a unit. It is constructed or it's created for 60. The cost is 65,000 or 85,000 a unit, and the net on that is going to be 65,000 if it's worth 85,000. 85,000 if we build it for 65,000. So with all the reverse engineering of the numbers that it was able to do, it came back and told me that this company needs to make 48 products a year, 96 products a year, or if we did the assets, because of the fact that they're $7 million in the hole already, they would need to be able to produce 331 products a year to be worth $20 million if they went with an asset valuation. Which valuation do you think the bank looks at? Any ideas?
The income producing.
Usually income producing, but they typically will look at market valuation models first because it's the truest of the three, right? An asset based would mean that you'd have to have no debt and a lot of assets, and that's not a highly achievable ability, because most of the time when they look at your asset, they don't look at the 100% value of it. They depreciate the value of most of your assets down to like a 30%, 40% fire sale, value. So they would basically say that the value of any of your property or value of anything that you have is probably only about 30 to 40% of that, of the 100% cost or 100% replacement, etc. So with that in mind, what we're looking at is, I think we're looking at just a pipe. I thought it was a well. I was getting excited. I'm like, I got a well. The valuation of it, with the fact that at the point of it being a market valuation, the company needs to produce 90 plus houses a year. Products a year. And at 90 products a year, that would require them to make at least two products a week. And currently they're operating at one product every 90 days. How soon do you think they'll be reaching $90 million or a $20 million valuation? If they're producing one product every 90 days and they need to produce 90 products a year, is it going to be possible for them to achieve $20 million valuation anytime soon?
Not how they're currently running.
Not the way they're currently running. That is correct. And not only they'll never reach it. That's just the long and short of it. They'll never reach that value at the rate that they produce. And so discovering that this morning helped me understand, because I was really feeling like I was going to take it personally. I was going to be like, what the hell? Like, this person's stealing from me. They're stealing from my client. They're making me look bad. They're making me look like, like somebody that's not responsible, et cetera, et cetera. And in a lot of ways, that comes back to make me understand what I should have done was did this maybe before I lent them the money. Because in my head, I thought for sure that they had things under control and they were really going to be able to produce, at least 40 houses a year, right? And then what we came in to understand is it takes them 90 days to complete a unit. And then like what we need to go discover from them today is how many units are they starting a week? Because if they're not able to start at least one unit a week, they're never going to be able to meet it no matter what model you use for valuation. And so the way that I understand to get it to that point, though, would be to restructure the whole thing and go out and sell 400 or 500 units immediately. And so when you sell 400 or 500 units immediately, then what you can do is you can ramp up and scale up your your production schedules, hire people. They've got enough room in the facility to create the product. It's ridiculous. So anyway, that's why I'm not where Catherine thought I would be today. And to sit back and look at it for a minute. So does that answer your question, Miss Catherine?
Yes,
Long way to get there, though, huh?
it happens.
Right. Anyway, yeah. So I've been walking around. You guys have been looking around over my shoulder at this thing, and you know what? Conti is not even here to see this, so that's the best part about it. So
Yeah, because she's with her
yeah,
family.
she's off doing the number one important thing, and that's family. So while she's out doing family, we got her back. We're out here on the property right now. I got the expert, opportunity zone expert right here. We're thinking all the different ways we can play with this property and get this accomplished. And we're looking over here. If you guys look over across the way there, there's five, one, two, three, four, five high rises. You see them? I don't know if you can see them. Okay. And those five high rises right there, probably easily 300 doors apiece. That's how many people? 1,500, right? Do you see any one car garages attached to those buildings? Do you think any of those people have a place to store all the crap? Go out in your garage right now and take a look and see if you got place to store stuff or you park your car in it. But I guarantee all 1,500 doors over there have nowhere to put their stuff. And here we are on 5.5 acres heading all the way that way. Like we're going to walk that way, but right here, we're right next to the highway. We're not even all the way across the property. We still got 1,000 feet to go to get to the other side of the property, but there's tenants over there. There's a road right here that comes into it. But can you imagine if this thing was full of 1,500 shipping containers? So those people had a garage to put their stuff in. How much would that be? Can anybody give me a guess at what a storage unit, 400, a 40-foot shipping container runs a month?
$200.
300, 200, 300. Yep. 1,500 of them now. Let's figure out our monthly up and over on that. Because I'm about to show you another spot right over here. See all this over here? You got the Carvana vending machine right there. And it looks like it's not really tall from here, but that's an 8-story vending machine for cars. And then as you pan this way, you can see the two different billboards and then this 5G tower. Between the two billboards and the 5G tower, do you know that they're paying probably $15,000 a month just for those three items? 5,000 per item. The cell tower is probably running 10 on the lease. So just on those three little pieces of property right there, they're nailing in on a massive amount of income. And then, so that side story behind it is over 5,000 offices. You got State Farm, WeWork, Optimum, Zell, Davis Miles right there across the street. Like that is what they call Tempe Town. There's all these offices. There's a 14-story parking garage right there. And it's Tempe Town Lake. Literally, what you're not seeing is these cars driving by. On the other side of the cars is what they call Tempe Town Lake, and it's a beautiful recreational lake area for the people of Arizona to enjoy, right? So it looks like shit right here with roofing materials and cars and junkyard and firewood and scrapyard and vacant lot. But just the other side, you can see it right over the top of Pretty Boy's head right there, is some luxury apartments right there. And those luxury apartments were what drew us to this spot. We're like, hey, what are they doing? So we got multiple choices out here. Anybody else agree with me on that?
Yeah. Do you want to make me co-host, Captain, so I can let people in?
Yes.
We're right at the border of Tempe and Scottsdale right there too.
Take over.
So if you guys see
Matt
Arizona
knows
State
this area
right there,
better than
right?
me.
Housing there, it's the most populated university in the nation with the need of accommodation for dorms and students to come in, right? So usually one of the things we can build upon is to become do an agreement with the Arizona State Residential Life for them to be able to use this as also as dorms, as a dorm setup type of thing. So it's secure, it's secure leases for you that are going to be generating you money, for short-term rentals if you want for the whole academic year, or if they want to do, the whole full year. So it's a great opportunity. I love it. I love it that it's right here where my alma mater right here and where I graduated from. So it's a great location, and we all know that in real estate, that's the most important thing.
Yeah, like location, 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 and it's in an opportunity zone. And here's the other part. Ready for this? It's not going to be in the opportunity zone after 2028. They're not going to put this back in the opportunity zone. This area has already been built up. The income levels of people are through the roof over here, and there's no way in hell this is going to end up on Opportunity Zone 2.0 map. And so if we don't do something with it right now, we're going to miss that opportunity, and then it just becomes another vacant lot that you got to build on. Oh, by the way, that's a car dealership right there. Do you think if we found that car dealership a new area to move their cars to and gave it to them for free for 10 years, they'd give us that property? So this is what's been here for the last 6 years. This big building goes all the way down to the end. It's hand built. And it's all brick. It's great, great product. And then guess where my brain went right off the bat? Hey, what if we brought all the bulldozers out here and the cranes and the equipment to knock all this down and charge people to do it for us?
Tell them the
Trevor,
idea we want to do before we even get the project started.
Trevor, would you pay to come out here and drive a tractor through this building right here? Like if I gave you a Bobcat with a big wrecking ball on it and said, "Okay, go ahead and tear this building down," would you give me like a couple $100 to play in my sandbox, brother?
Yeah, it's funny because I just looked at a house yesterday that I really part of the motivation to buy it was so we can knock it down because I
Just
wanted to
knock
do
it
just
down.
that. Yeah.
All right. Holy crap, that's more fun than doing anything except pooping in the morning.
And what's the second idea, Tommy? About the H. Remember I just told you?
About which
Remember,
one?
it's a party school, right?
Oh
We're
yeah,
right
yeah,
next
yeah.
to a party school.
He
So
wants
we
to
can do an
he wants
event
to put a
here
bar. He
on
wants us
each
to put
on
a
each little house.
in every one of these. He wants to put a little hacienda and party
Or a
I
pad
little
mean,
or a little
and
different,
DJ
they do it
booths.
in
You got the
they
DJ booths. You got a taco stand right here. You got some.
it's not the worst idea I've ever heard. That brings me
There's
back to
you
my
yeah.
fraternity days, and you got a
You could
different
do a
party in
tattoo
each room.
parlor right in there. You could sell some ecstasy right over there. Some nitrous balloons in this one, like all the way
Jeez,
down.
Tommy.
Look at, and then we could literally rent it out to them for like $2,500 a weekend. They could come in here and do all kinds of weird shit. Gambling in this one. You know, all of it.
Super, super
what they're
legal.
doing what they're doing now in the Baja part of Mexico
And
is like
then the big dance floor over there where
there you go,
all of
right
them can
there.
fight. Right?
There you
They
go.
don't dance. They just fight each other. Play loud Mexican polka music and then let them fight. So I that's another good idea. Business model's a little rough. The risk on it's high, but it could make more money. So, but yeah, no. The other idea here is that with the fact that the trades, the manual labor industry is going to be suffering immensely. This lot could very easily act as a space for people to come and learn. We could tear this down because it's a brick structure. We could tear the roof apart and make people learn how to do demo and then how to come back in and make it right and build it again over and over and over. And we could turn this into a trade school where out here you're learning how to do digging and trenching and all the stuff. There's plenty of room to do it. And then you got the space to tear apart and demo and build again. You can come back in and put in lighting and put in wiring. And then the next session of school, they come in and tear it all apart again, right? So looking at it from that standpoint for the next 2 years, this could be a spot. Because again, I'm not going to try to compete with all these hotels. Like this is a multifamily site, quote unquote. Multifamily. Like, look around. There's so much multifamily here that it's called absorption and saturation. It's through the roof. It's ridiculous. So it's not a good idea. Not a good idea at all to try and do what they're already doing. Right? Oh, here's the swimming pool. Roman forgot to show this is going to be the community hot tub. Lots of gonorrhea and syphilis probably going to be in there. So stay away. Anyway, again, like this is, I don't even know what that is up there. It's definitely obvious though that this could be a construction school because of how badly it's been constructed. When we started out down there, the construction was pretty solid. As we get down here, you can see the guy just flat ran out of money. Like by the time we get to the end of this building, you can see that there is just 100% consideration. It's just been considered not viable anymore. And here at the end of the property, here we are down here, the last toilet in the block. And it's probably the scariest building I've ever been in. I'm scared that the whole thing's going to fall on my head. Look at this thing. Look at this thing. They're holding it up in the middle with something that they really slammed together. And then the wall back here is cracking. The floor it literally feels like you fall off a cliff when you walk over here. Like when you're walking, you can literally feel the ground go whoop and sink. Look at, here's the old blacktop spot. The door, this whole side of the building is in like a sinkhole. and has dropped significantly. There's huge crack through the foundation, and this spot is dropping fast. So talk about what the reason why that happened, there's no footer. And without a footer, the building is cracking in half. Yep, look, no footer. He ran out of money. And so here, this crack is literally, you can see it. Can you guys see that? It cracked in half and it broke, and it's now down in the ground right there. So, and the reason is because down over here on this side, there's a footer right there, and it goes all the way down. So they stopped here. They were like, nope. And the guy was like, no, let me build one more. Cut corners again. Boom. Bad things happen. So the potential out here is pretty damn high, really damn high. We got another billboard over there. Who thinks that I could probably get them to let me move that billboard all the way out to the highway like the other ones? Remember, that's $5,000 a month. It's worth it. 60 grand a year just to have electricity and power on it. And they pay for that. So expensive, look at this expensive tile floor right here. This is amazing. They spent, there's more money on this floor than the rest of the entire property. That's crazy. So, but they've been out here. Looks like they tried to remove a lot of the valuable things. So I hear Roman out there talking. Is he on, am I on the podcast or is he on the podcast?
You both are.
Yeah, I don't know who he's talking to.
He dropped out, so he's not
Okay,
here
yeah.
anymore.
He's shopping this thing to every Mexican developer he knows.
Morning.
So he's super excited about this. He wants to partner with Katya. He thinks this is amazing. And Katya ain't here. Poor thing.
Well, I've already got investors that are ready to
Right.
put money into this. I've already been pre-marketing it to raise the capital. So
Of
it's very
course you do.
exciting.
Of course you do. There's a toilet. Go pick a toilet, bro. There's 3 of them around here. I think I got some baby wipes in the car. We got to go. Roman's got to poop.
Oh boy. TMI.
You feed him and then it's like 30 minutes. That's all you get.
Goodness. Okay. Again, people don't need to know this.
No eating before the podcast, bro. He'll come in here and check this out.
Okay. Let's talk about some. Yeah.
So this is one of the last buildings out here. Love you, Anthony. This room is full of love. Like the graffiti in here is all about love, except the fuck you. But that could be an offer. So
Wow.
you got to be careful when you're out looking at property, trying to find Roman a poo-poo room.
Oh my gosh.
If there's toilet paper here, he's going to go here.
Okay. Okay, let's talk about something else. I'm sure he doesn't want this broadcast.
So anyway, we had to come out here. We had to walk it. This wall right here is just here. And then this is an old building, very old building. It probably has it's an old enough building to probably qualify for some of the historical tax credits. So the historical tax credits out here, Catherine and Laura right now at the conference, they're doing opening session right now, and then right after the podcast, you guys are going to go do education on those new development tax credits, right? We learned about
I'm excited about that.
We learned about a historical tax credits yesterday. This property definitely has that opportunity. We got to just explore it deeper to know other side. It's a German car. You got to step on the brake and turn the key. Oh, anyway, yeah, that was fun. Doing a little bit of a property walk. Anytime I get to walk a property, it definitely increases my mood, gives me better spirits, because what I'm doing is I'm triggering that winning hormone of vasopressin, the winning hormone of dopamine. I'm out here with Roman, so of course the vasopressin bonding is occurring. You guys are here listening, so these are important what I call winning hormones that are going to allow me to go out and have a tough conversation with somebody I thought was not just a business acquaintance, but also a personal friend. And so when somebody that used to be a personal friend, you gotta apply grace to the situation a little bit. You don't know what somebody else is going through. And again, even if they are being malicious or something to that extent, like it's not for me to judge. You know, God will do for them what they can't do for themselves. And for me, I find it more important to let karma do the work and be a little bit more David than Goliath, because again, Goliath didn't win, right? And David wasn't perfect, but he also got the favor of God, and his enemies got what they deserved. And so what I remember from the story of David and Goliath isn't necessarily that David beat Goliath, that it's that I don't want to be Goliath and I need the grace of God like David had. And by the grace of God, I'm going to have victory over my enemies, regardless of what I do. Like, it doesn't matter what I do, my enemies will suffer today and for the rest of their lives. They are suffering. Knowing that I was a good friend, knowing an easy resource, affects people that are good-hearted. For those that it doesn't affect, they're evil people that, again, will get the wrath of God. I have nothing to do with that. So, although if I don't adjust my attitude, sometimes I think I am the wrath of God, and I will give you that. But today, I want to make sure I don't. And so it's important that before we go check out this property, or before we go have this tough conversation with this company that owes us money, I had to have that attitude adjustment, that mindset shift out of Goliath mode and into David mode, so that I could, be be victorious in my mission and what God's mission is. Right. So no, but I'm gonna. I'll crack the door open. Don't worry about it. Give me the keys. Say bye.
Peace out.
I hope it is a piece out, like a couple pieces. Anyway, so comments and questions about that property. The way I seen it, we have three viable ways to build there. We have the multifamily, of course, which it's been earmarked for. But I think the other parts that need to be looked at is that we can do truck storage. It's got easy ingress in and out for the trucks. We could do self-storage, which would increase, because with the truck parking, it's 300 a unit. We only get 180 units. I could very easily put 1,500 shipping containers on that property stacked up with a logistics method of pulling them down for people as long as they called ahead, and giving people access to their 40-foot containers. We could store 1,500 of them there easily, very easily. Again, 300 a mark, and then putting in some sort of heavy equipment training, heavy equipment theme park. I think the area could do a heavy equipment theme park all day. Like, you live in the city, how else do you go blow off steam except for to go out and like do, can you imagine if we took some of those junk cars next door and got to drive over them with a tractor, pick them up and take them apart with an excavator? Have a contest on Friday nights, like Roman was talking about, mix a little his fun in there, and we can go out there and have robot wars, or do some sort of like bobcat battles where people in bobcats could, like, try to tip each other over. First, last man on his last man standing type of thing. I don't know. The idea is that there's multiple ways to produce money off of that property. Can we agree on that? Check it in. Did I fall out?
No, you're still here.
No one's responding, though, so maybe I'm
We've
on.
got, no, can you hear me?
I don't know what's going on.
Are you able to hear me?
I do, yeah.
Okay. We've got Trevor, Blake, Chris, and Tracy. We're all here.
We're just
Everybody else
enthralled by your
is,
wisdom.
Yeah, appreciate that. Well, I mean, input. Do you guys see the property, or do you see the cash? And that's what I went out there to do, is help you guys see dollars. Aside from adjusting my attitude, does anybody else see the value on vacant property like that?
oh, 100%.
With the
I
storage
love all the different.
containers, would they be covered? Just because I know the Arizona heat would be a pretty big factor, or would they just be sitting out there? It would just be uncovered and you just let the heat get to them.
Yeah, so the seed containers we'd put out there would be basically in a set up in a way where there would be stacked, right? And so people that would want a environmentally controlled container storage, we could certainly add that to it for sure. Yeah, it's not difficult to provide that. The selling point would be that it's close to where they live, and they could just hit on an app. Hey, I want to come get my stuff, and then that would trigger our equipment to go out and pull their container and have that ready concierge style for them. So, but the opportunity to build a traditional storage place is still there as well. It's just that I believe we're going to move into more of a transient society where people are not going to stay for longer than 6 months to like 6 years is going to be equivalent to the 30-year mortgage. Like, if you stay at a place in especially in like Tempe, right there where they were at, if you stay in one of those high rises for more than 6 years, that's equivalent to the 30-year mortgage, in my opinion. People don't typically stay in those locations longer than 2 years. So they move in, they're there for 6 months, maybe a year, and then they're out. And then your average is 2 to 3 years. But people will buy them. they'll buy them, and then what they do is they're there for a year, maybe two, and then they're out, and they rent it out. They lease it to somebody else. And so because the people that buy a place like in Tempe, they buy it for the newness, and the brand newness is what they buy it for. So yeah, I really think that as far as storage facilities go, they're going to go over to a modular model where the 20-foot, 30-foot, even the 10-foot containers are going to be what people buy, and you buy your container and you have that place that you store it, like just like a portable garage. So I think that's more on the horizon than what we're, even prepared for, logistically speaking. Trevor, you got your report from me, didn't you?
I did, yes, sir.
What did you think of that, brother? Tell me about your experience taking the survey. I know you'd taken it a while ago, but it took us a little bit to get you the results. What do you think now that you have the results in your hand about that?
I'd say they're pretty accurate. I'm actually going back and when reviewing them, I just remembered when you said that I got them that night. I looked them over. I kind of pull them back up. I'm still just impressed with the overall quality of it. And every time I still go back in and use DealShark, I run stuff through there daily now and just get so much more than what I was doing before. I was using ChatGPT to help me with underwriting to begin with, but I'm underwriting all kinds of assets with that now, and more particularly with the report. I think it's interesting because it's peeling back layers of me that I didn't know were there. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, Katia used the survey, got her results, and within days of that was able to produce that property we just walked. We signed the LOI. We're going out to walk the property officially tomorrow. I went out today and walked it just because, well, that's me. I'm not scared to go and just jump on somebody's property and take a look at it. Well, the worst thing they could say is get out, right? So
Or shoot.
I've had that happen, and
Depends on
usually,
what state you're in.
yeah, shooting, and especially in Arizona, it's a high possibility. But I already kind of talked to the seller agent and know what's going on there. And again, the family's just been distant from the property for over a decade. So the dad that built it no longer is probably alive or whatever. And so the company that purchased it, I don't even think they're local anymore. So, but the family still keeps some things out there, and like you could see the firewood company right there on the front of the property. So, but yeah, Katia pulled that from doing a deal hunter, uh, deep dive. Anybody here relate to the term driving for dollars?
Yeah.
Everybody should.
Right? So driving for dollars, you go out looking at property and you're looking for the ones that look like what? Crap, right? Well, with AI and Deal Hunter, what we discovered was that you don't have to go out driving around neighborhoods looking for crappy houses. You can literally go on Deal Hunter and say, hey, find me some crappy houses in this neighborhood. And then it's going to provide us with all the access to that. Right? And you could literally do that if you want to. I prefer not to look for crappy houses. I like to dive for dollars instead of drive for dollars. I dive for dollars. I tell it I want to go look at property that's over $1 million, over 1 acre, and has the potential to create 40% ROI. Why is that important? Well, because anything under 40%, I can't do it, JP. Can you feel comfortable splitting 10% with somebody? No.
Over what kind of term are you considering though when you're talking?
Does anybody here want to make 5% on their money? Does
I just
anybody?
put an
If
opportunity in
anybody
the
here
side
wants to-
chat too, just for
Yeah, if anybody wants to make
Take a look
5%
at
on your money, please let me know. I'll take your money. I'll give you 5% tomorrow.
So, Tommy, I know you're on the phone. You can't see it. Chris just put a deal over in the chat. I don't know if we want to have him pull up Deal Hunter and start walking him through how to actually run through Deal Hunter.
Yeah, we could do. Are you on a phone or on a laptop?
No,
or
he's on a
chat?
computer.
If he's on a computer, great. Chris, do you currently have the $20 version of ChatGPT?
Or
I
you
do have
paying for
Claude.
it? No, we need ChatGPT.
The model that we use, the LLM we use, is ChatGPT.
Okay. Do you have to have the paid version or can I use
I can pull it up on mine.
I was
You
gonna
have
say,
to
I was
have
gonna
the
say
paid
paid version
version.
called Super Cool
the
that
paid
gives me the
version. The
tokens.
paid version on GPT is best because it operates with for using Deal Hunter. I'm not saying it's the best across all LLMs, but Deal Hunter was designed on ChatGPT, because it is the most popular, or was at the time it was built, and it on the paid version, it supplies a much higher resolution of information than what the free version does. Because the free version again is going to act like, I don't know if anybody's used this analogy, but on the free version of GPT or the free version of any LLM, you're operating under 100% or operating at under a 100 IQ score. Like the LLM has about a 90 to 110 IQ score on the free version. LLMs that are paid for typically operate at a 140 to 170, and then anything above the standard paid version, like the pro version, I've heard is considered about 180 IQ score or better. Like you're dealing with Einstein at that point.
Well,
So
your unpaid version isn't going to be up to date information as well.
right, the unpaid version doesn't operate the same way that the paid version does. So, but I've had people run Deal Hunter with it, and it works a little bit for them. But again, Deal Hunter's designed to run 100 deals in a day. Like
So
you could.
I just pulled up mine. So do we
There we
want to
go.
run it through?
Yeah, go ahead.
I
Copy
Okay,
I
and
don't even know
so
what it
there.
does. I don't know what you guys are looking
it's okay.
for.
No
This is
worries. Can you see my screen? Okay. So Tommy, you should be able to see my screen. So if we go into the GPT, so you go down to Explore GPT, and in the Explore GPT, you type in Deal Hunter by Landshark right there, and then you can start the chat. And then it's a very simple and beautiful
Copy paste.
copy paste. Hold on, see, and we're going to put it in here. And everybody, what's the 3 words?
Did you paste it yet?
make some
Hold
money.
on,
Is that the 3 words?
here we go.
Run this
The,
deal.
Run this deal.
yeah, the deal
Make some money. I love that.
yeah, make sure I will put that in there for businesses. Make this money.
That's beautiful.
Make some money. So run this deal is the simple prompt that tells it to run and provide us with at least 5 basic understandings of the property in a report style fashion. So what it's going to do is give us a deal snapshot and take the information we put into it. Are you at all intimate with this property as far as like,
No, I haven't even bought it a drink yet.
are you familiar with it in the sense that you understand, like you can validate some of this information?
Oh yeah, no, I've done a deal with the borrower before. It's actually here in Vegas, so I go and touch the properties here for thank God, because man, it gets old doing stuff around the country and you can't even see the place.
Right. So looking at this deal, what they're looking for is $368,000 investment from a second lien position, right? And then the
Yeah,
term is 6 months with a 25% return on that investment, right?
I mean, I've got a lot more info than that. I was just trying to put a quick bullet point thing in there, but
Yeah,
Yeah.
go ahead and scroll through it real quick. Let's take a look at it. On the math, that return would be about a $92,000 payday in 6 months. If extended for the 3 months, it would go up to 128,000. The yield translation shows that for that period, it would be about between a 3.89 and a 4.17 percent per month ROI. So, is it the underwriting verdict that it provides is as is not yet bankable?
that is.
So it's giving, because again, this is an underwriting LLM. It's giving you an understanding of whether or not this is a good opportunity or a bad one. And so if it needs more info, by all means, let us know. But based on the what you've provided it's designed to point out bad deals. It's designed to pick out the good deals and point out the bad deals.
Now,
So
is it just taking the numbers and breaking it down, or you actually feed it an address? It looks up the address, looks up comps, and tries to get a gauge because
was there an
I,
address attached to this?
well, I posted it afterward. So,
Okay, so
Oh, okay. Let me add that. Hold
let's
on.
put the
but
address right there.
it's going to be secured by cross collateral, however,
Okay.
because it's a fix and flip. I don't like doing LTARV.
Here we go. Okay. So let me,
And then tell it run this deal. Well, never mind.
sorry. It says I've got the address. I'm checking public facing property market.
Yeah. So let it cook on that for a minute.
And I've got appraisals and all that stuff. So,
Right. I gotta get something to eat or drink for the
So here's the beautiful thing,
Oh,
Chris. When you have the paid version of GPT and you run the Deal Hunter through this, you can see it's pulling up like all the sources and all the data, and it'll show you at the end where it pulled all the information from to
gotcha.
make its valuation.
right. So
And
let's
then, yeah, Go ahead.
Let's look at what it's supplying here. So the initial read on it says that it's are these, this is what I was wondering if you understood. Is it, does it have 5,200 square feet? Is it built in 2001? Is it on 3.36 acres? Okay. Uh, did any of the information you give us show the parcel ID number?
Yeah, there's a county assessor parcel. The APN's down there, 13830.
Is that
Right. But was that in any of the information you pasted, Catherine?
no?
No.
See, so do you see the value behind?
Yeah, it's scraping the county record, right?
Right, right. So it's designed to do that off of three words: run this deal. You don't have to be a prompt wizard. You don't have to say, in the role of a brilliant luxury real estate agent, go out and design a CMA that is using 6 months. Because again, if you're teaching the LLM every time you go do a deal, it takes forever. So the way we designed it was, so when you put in anything and say those three words, run this deal, it does everything the same every time. You don't have to teach it no more. It's done.
I got you.
So let's see. Luxury flips move slower. It's giving us some information. Early comp signal. Let's take a look here. So it shows that relevant data points that here's what's been sold and what's moved. We can only see birds. There we go. So based on the numbers there, 2 million to 1.9, like those are the pockets, I'm assuming. So what else you got on there? It's showing that on that amount of money, if the house is marketed at 2.195, what else? It could be a little dangerous, right?
Yeah, and it's
So-
not a second lien against that house. That's the thing. So it was automatically saying it was a second lien against that house, but it was cross
Right.
collateral.
So I'll show you how to fix that in just a minute. We'll go down to the bottom, and there's a cross collateralization on what? What's the property?
Well, it's another luxury property. It's about 85% done, but it had a new appraisal done on it for the current as is value. And as it gets closer to being completed, he's going to get another appraisal on it to make sure there's still enough value on there. But then as soon as the subject property is completed, well, actually, here's the deal. That fix and flip property.
Hold on 1 second, Chris. Let's do this. Catherine, can you let it dictate everything Chris is saying? So
I can't because it's in my ear because I'm here. I can't put it on
Gotcha.
loudspeaker.
Okay, all right.
Do you want me to
if
try and
you want me to open it
transcribe
online?
Yeah,
No, that's all right.
Tracy, if you can open yours, I'll share this chat with you. You can open up and then we can do it from there.
Okay, let's
Yeah.
do it.
Hold on. We got this.
Where'd
This
Tracy
is,
pop
always-
from?
this is how we
always a
share
workaround.
deals. So with
Yeah.
the link copy, she's going to send this to Tracy. Tracy's going to pull it up, share her screen, and restart the conversation over on Tracy's machine. And so within the Landshark Mastermind, we've got this team set up that somebody can start the lead, pass it to the next team member who's in acquisitions, get it from acquisitions to marketing, get it from marketing to development, development over to disposition, and disposition out to sales and marketing.
Where's
so this-
where's
Tracy, I put
scraping
it-
it?
It'll show you in a minute, but mostly
It'll show you all the sources.
it's mostly from transaction records with the county or
Okay.
or
So
whatever.
it's not doing like a batch leads, prop stream, deal sauce, anything like that.
No, I mean it pulls information, but it won't pull comps from there. It'll pull for sales from there, but it won't pull comps from there.
Okay. Does it
Tracy,
pull
if you
mortgage
wanna
information or no?
I'm getting it. Just a second.
Do you know if it pulls any lien information at all? Probably not if it's just going county records and everything, right?
It could pull liens. It could show that there's liens on property. When I did a business valuation, it showed that the business that we were talking about had 7 UCC liens on it.
That's healthy.
So again, I'm not having to pay for this information. It's coming to me free and just in the way of asking the right questions.
Oh, okay. So
So-
that was the main purpose, the way you built it, or did you build it? Your team built it, or?
Yeah, we built it. Catherine, myself, Roman Rubio, and Dr. Ning Young Chan.
But I guess the purpose was to try and utilize as many free resources as possible, right?
Well, we've
So you're
never
not paying
paid
for tools.
I've never paid for PropStream because I know how to do it.
No,
Okay.
I know, but I'm just saying the point behind the software, right? Or as far as the GPT,
The
that
point
was
is
the
to
premise.
collapse timelines so that everything's working for you immediately, scrubbing the best knowledge. Okay, I'm gonna
Right.
hit record. Can you see my screen?
You
Yeah.
do the little
Oh,
microphone.
Shoot,
See
Yeah.
the little microphone right there? Okay, Chris, go ahead and talk
what do you want
about
me
the
to mumble
property.
through?
Just go ahead and give us the entire breakdown of how this is collateralized and what it's collateralized with, everything like that.
Oh, hell, I should have brought that up. Yeah, because I've got a fair breakdown right here that you could probably plug in, and it would probably throw the whole thing through there. As far as the cross collateralization, I don't think I have that on here, but it is. Man, now I got to jump around while this thing's running.
Okay.
It is the cross collateral is 48 Panorama Crest, and that's Las Vegas. 89135. That's Panorama Crest Avenue. And the current as is value, excuse me, of that is 3.821. I'm sorry, 3,821,600. I should probably say that in this thing. And the ARV will be 4.5, but it's on its way to completion right now. As this property is finished up, it'll be listed immediately. So potentially this deal could be shorter than 6 months if this property finishes and sells, because that profit will be used to exit the second on the subject property. Excuse me, the subject property. And I'm trying to think of what else I should spill into there besides
Is
just
is the collateralized property free and clear?
no, it has two liens on it, or I mean, it has a lien or two liens. But the point of it is going to be the LTV on the unrealized equity, I guess, if you will. The problem is with this borrower right now, he's not used to utilizing secondary financing. I'm just trying to help him build his business so he can scale. He's used to utilizing his own personal circle, I guess, if you will, for the
Right.
gaps. And so I'm trying to teach him better how to stack his money on the liens, and fractionalize these liens, or at least just let me take care of it. So it's a process getting into it. But the value's there in the properties he has, the qualities there in the build. His reputation is at stake because he's got like a top 40 under 40 in Vegas. He hangs with he's an agent as well. He's got a great credit score. He's got a great reputation here. He's a native here. But anyway, he's got a lot to protect, if you will. So and he has multiple properties going on at the same time, which he's willing to cross collateralize if need be, just to make it happen, or see if we can get this system going. And I'm sitting here spilling this into the system, and I guess that's not going to be relevant, but
It's all right. You may go ahead and hit.
Yeah, go ahead and send the info. Stop it and then redo it. No, that's all right. It'll lead it.
I
It'll
wonder
lead
if I
it.
should just.
No, go ahead and send it. See what it'll do.
I did.
You want me to send you all the text of this little breakdown?
It'll be all right.
Let's see what it does here. And again, this is just demo purposes.
I'd be curious how it picks apart an executive summary if you just dump an executive summary in there.
Yeah.
It dissects it like a scientist doing a rat's ass.
That's pretty specific.
It's literally like exactly how a proctologist learns how to do it on a rat's booty.
I noticed when you get excited about real estate, Tommy, you talk about.
I do, because it's important. There's two things in life that you do, and everybody gets it wrong. Everybody says death and taxes. Well, let me tell you something. I haven't paid taxes since 2016, and I died twice, and guess what? I'm still here. Look, right? So
Oh my
obviously,
gosh.
death and taxes ain't the two things that you are guaranteed in life. The two
Oh
things that
my
are guaranteed in life
word.
are pain and poop. 100%. Look,
Wow.
am I wrong?
Okay, we digress. Shall I read what's happening on the
my
screen?
word. Yes.
So pain and poop.
Tommy, can you see what's on the screen?
I do. I got to zoom in a lot though. So subject property here, it says that's I'm ready for this. I love how it went from talking like Catherine now over to talking like Tracy.
It knows.
Right.
Yeah.
So the subject, does this look like the subject property to you?
Yeah, that's it. Yep.
Yeah. So,
Yeah,
and
it's
again,
Chris, sorry.
so let's see, scroll down. So, and again, like cross collateral property, is this the 148 panoramic crest?
Yeah, it's in the ridges here. Yep. He does all guard gated stuff. So
Okay, cool. And then you said you have an executive summary on all this.
yes.
Let's do this because we're 2 minutes from running out of time, and I want you to have this material. I think like it could be valuable for you. And this is again our nugget to you. You're not paid as a member here. You've been a guest of our show, and again, like we encourage you to come back every single day, right? But our members come in, they run deals with us so they can go out and get them signed up, and then as a team, we put together the buy team, the acquisition team, the disposition team, the construction team, whatever we want to do, because you become the sponsor of whatever we achieve here. And so if this has been helpful for you and valuable for you, we love it. Keep coming back, keep showing up, keep working this deal. Go buy the $20 version because it's actually mandatory in order for our product to work good on your machine. And we will be adding in like stuff like Claude and Grok and all these other LLMs as we continue to expand, but we can only do that when people contribute to the cause that we're in. And so this is a sales plug 100%. Our memberships are one time, lifetime, but we build a relationship with you in a way that creates opportunity forever. And so, Tracy, go ahead and send this over to them. Copy it. You kind of seen how the team did this. They copied the link. They sent the conversation. You bring this conversation into your GPT. and then just continue the conversation and add to it whatever you want. And it's your information and it
So
stays
I
with
would,
you. We don't
yeah,
get
I just
anything
put
from
the
it.
summary. Yeah.
So this is a paid program
It's
webinar or
just
whatever?
the paid version of ChatGPT.
The
Well, I mean,
paid
like
version.
this, the meetings or whatever.
No, the webinars are free, but for us to continue to help work with you, yes, the membership is
Oh,
encouraged.
yeah, on the deal thing. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
kind of curious how your GPT was put together, but I didn't really know what it was about. But thank you for
Yeah.
running this.
No,
I have a better
we do
idea.
this every day with people and we encourage people to use it. But again, like with Katya is a sponsor on this property. We're doing a 50-50 split with her on a $30 million deal. And it's her first deal.
Really
So
cool.
we're we're very much in tune with helping people achieve what they want to achieve. And this is the tool we use to do it. You can go and do it on your own though. You're 100% encouraged to be a solopreneur in all of this. We just know that as a group, like we find capital for people on deals all the time, only if they're involved in the group.
Gotcha. Well, and I was just going to point that out, Tommy, is that I do have stuff all the time, and I always bring in connectors. Like if anybody has a PML and they're interested in doing this, even if you don't have your own money, of course, I carve out a good chunk for you, out of the money that they bring in. So basically, I take the negotiated rate, right, and then I just arbitrage it off there for what I'm
Right.
bringing in for you.
Yeah.
Otherwise, if you're bringing me a deal, I'll always get you 10% of whatever I make, even if you don't have to do a dang thing. You're just making the connection.
Well, we'd love to talk more about that. And if you find value in joining this mastermind, that'd be great. And we love to see how this works out for you. Feed it your executive summary. Let us know. I'm going to wrap it up with a prayer so we can get out of here. Heavenly Father, we thank you for the blessing of this day and the blessing of all the things that people bring to us so that we can take it back out into your world and achieve all the greatness that you desire for us to do in your heavenly name, Father. Amen. Everybody go have a
Amen.
great day. We'll see everybody tomorrow, Friday. Big news, big announcement tomorrow. And so we'll see everybody then.
Thank you. See you guys.
What's the big announcement?
You'll find out tomorrow.
It's
Hey, make
I
sure
bet it
he
has
got
something to do
that
with
in the
poop.
chat.
a new
Chris,
toilet.
Did you get that in the
Okay.
chat, Chris?
I didn't. What were you putting in there? I'm sorry.
You can
Yeah,
go in there
hit
and
the
copy
chat.
it, open it on your internet,
Oh, hit that chat. Okay.
Yeah.
and it'll pull up in your chat.
Oh, so it
GPT.
shares what you just ran.
Yeah.
And then what you were talking about, that executive summary, you just drop it into that same chat and say, run this, and it'll keep
Yeah, there's a little plus, and
moving
you
it
can add a
forward.
file. You just add a file to it.
Okay, hold on. I'm trying to. What did it just bring up here? Now, did it bring up all this stuff with the what do you call them, emojis and stuff like that? It's got like a little
Yep.
target emoji. Okay,
Yep.
so I got the right thing. And now
Yep.
you're saying just add the executive summary. You just paste it in there, add it as a
Yeah,
file.
do you see the plus sign right there?
Yep. Just
Plus,
add it as an
and just
additional
add
file.
it in there, hit enter, and it'll keep going.
Okay. Yeah, because it's hard to. He doesn't like a pause, does he? It's hard to get a word in. I'm trying to talk. I'm like, what do I do? I got to ask questions. I'm trying to learn about this, see what this is all about. 'Cause
Yeah.
I've only had a chance to come on a couple meetings, but
Well, which is why we want you to keep coming back, because the more we run deals and the more we see this done, the easier and easier it actually becomes. Just becomes muscle memory.
okay. And
So yeah,
now, what's your role, Tracy? I'm sorry, I haven't met you yet.
I'm
she's
amazing.
one of my
So
partners.
I do all the things.
Okay.
So
and now
Tracy
you guys,
and I,
go ahead.
yeah, we've got the oil and gas investment together, and we're starting to do a fractional, and she's part of Wealthwise Women. I mean, we do just all the things. Anything we can do together, we will.
Now you're starting to do a
Including,
fractional
like-
investment club. Is that what you're saying? Okay, cool. Catherine, yeah, I want to revisit with you because we didn't really get a chance to talk at lunch. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you're talking oil and gas as well, right? And I'm trying to jump back in. And that's why I'm going after ranches that, well, at least the Texas side of things, if they have performing wells, I'm going to try and go after mineral rights. But also I'm looking at ranches up north because there are certain Wyoming properties, Colorado properties, Eastern Montana properties that might have performing wells on them as well. But I'm trying to see how I can potentially plug situations like that into here, but I'm going after, bigger
Yes.
land
Yes.
grabs,
Yes. And that's beautiful because we're in the middle. I mean, we're in the middle of a $50 million data center deal, another $50 million RV park. So like we'll do the little deals, the big deals, but again, the big deals, and then having us all come together inside of the program, and then everybody gets to do whatever their genius is inside of it, and then we all get to participate in the profits from it.
Okay. So how does it usually work? How long's this thing been going on first?
We've been
Were you doing it before I met you at Race Fest?
no, No.
Okay.
I want to say we started doing this in like maybe September, October.
Oh, real recent
So
then.
yeah,
Okay.
real recent. I mean,
Okay.
this is I want to say this is the next version of what I was doing with flipping females. When I was partnering with women, teaching them how to invest, we
Oh,
flipped
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
500 properties. So this is like the next layer of it. Only, that was my aha when I realized that at the amount of time that I was taking to do like a single family flip is the
Yep,
same amount of time to do a commercial deal. Only this one
exactly.
has more commas. I was like, going there.
Exactly. That's the thing. I have no interest in single family homes. This is the only reason I'm doing it is because the returns are healthy. And if
For
we're bringing
sure.
other people in, it's like on this deal, for example, 368. If somebody brought me the PML for that, I can carve out 5 points for them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they're
Yeah.
not even bringing the money. And so that's where I'm trying to figure out if this is appropriate to even bring into this deal or if it was all about land. You know what I mean?
Right. No, we run all the deals.
Okay.
Like we've run thousands of deals through this. And again, I always tell the team, do the numbers. Numbers tell you what to do. So
How
it's
is it
not
doing on
about,
RVs and commercial stuff?
oh, insane. So last week we were at a conference and they were doing a market update. And the two things that were at the top on all the verticals was data
Hmm.
centers and modular housing. So tiny homes, like our mobile home parks, RV parks, like huge. So it's
Anything
funny that
affordable
we're
housing
literally in
wise,
both of those deals.
pretty much, right? Anything affordable housing wise, pretty much, right?
Not necessarily. So we're doing the luxury RV parks, and that is not affordable housing, and it's like growing like wildfire
You're
because
you're
you have
talking
to
more like the resort
remember
style RV park?
the
Yeah, that's
silver
some of what I'm going
tsunami.
after too.
Yeah, the silver tsunami continues to drive, and you know, again, just get out in front of that wave, and that's a huge part of what we're doing. So we're looking to raise 50 million for that deal, and then the data center, and then now this one that Katya brought on, because it allows for it to cash flow until we can get it ready for the opportunity zone. So that's the other people. Like right now, we're here at the opportunity zone conference, and when we can get land entitled and ready and shovel ready, so that now we can flip it into an
Yep.
opportunity zone
Yep. Do some
project.
horizontal.
I mean, so it's all the things.
So
It's
that
all the
so
things.
did she take that upon herself, or did you guys kind of teach her to go after the opportunity
Oh
zone
no,
situation?
we're
And
she has no idea. She's a full-time college student. She's like, I
really?
spoke. Yeah. So what
Oh, how
happened was
cool is that?
I
Good for
came and
her.
spoke at her university, and she was super excited, and she kept calling me, asking me to mentor her. So I kept sending her a ton of homework and sending her away.
Oh, that is so
And
cool.
she did her homework and she came back. She's like, what's next? What's next? So I've done this
How
for lots of
exciting.
college students. My college student that I've been working with, same thing. I spoke at his university. He reached out to me last year. He made over $1 million at
Shut
21.
up.
Yeah. So all these college kids are like, can you adopt me? Can you be my mom?
No
So I was
kidding. I
like,
mean, you're giving them
okay.
such a hell of an opportunity and a head start. My goodness.
So we gave her the parameters and we showed her how to use Deal Hunter, and she comes every single day. She's not here this week. She's on vacation with her family, but she comes literally every day. And Blake too, doing exactly what we're telling them to do with Deal Hunter, with this chat GPT. And literally she's run over 1,000 deals, and she brought this to us, and we're literally coaching her through the whole thing, but we're partnering with her on it. So she's like, she gets to be the head of it, but we're like driving the whole conversation, negotiation, like all of it.
So she's there in the valley as well?
No, she's in California.
Oh, okay. And you went and spoke at her, well, at her university or just went and talked to her there?
Yeah. No, I went to her university.
Holy cow,
And then
Catherine.
I've
That's,
spoke at a bunch of sororities and fraternities,
oh my
and
gosh.
yeah, I don't, it's hilarious. Like I'm laughing that my twins who are 21 want nothing to do with anything that I'm teaching.
Isn't that
And instead
frustrating?
I have all these 21-year-olds from all over the country
Are they
saying, will
not
you
paying
adopt
attention to
me and
that?
be my mom?
Holy cow. Like
Yeah.
my oldest just turned, oh my God, is he 33 today? Yeah, he's 33. Oh, holy hell.
Wow.
I'm getting old.
Yeah.
Anyway, but he's in Maricopa and my other one's in Glendale, but
Okay.
he's 31. But same thing, right? It's like, look, I just wish I knew how to transition that because
When
when
you
they were
figure it
growing
out, let
up,
me know.
Yeah, and that's the whole thing because
Yeah.
I wish I would have had Rich Dad Poor Dad when we were in high school. You know what I mean? And I would have never went to college. I mean, I would have never went to college
Right.
because my dad was a teacher for 30 years. It like fit me right, right away, and a boomer.
Right. Right.
But anyhow, when it comes to what was the point behind that? I as far as the land grabs and stuff like that, or the land deals, you do this every day. I know I can't get on every day because I have conflicting meetings
Well,
at night and
whenever you
stuff like
can.
that.
Yeah.
But I thought it would be fun because I do come across a lot of, bigger parks and bigger chunks that I'm not ready to take care of right now. But if we can
Bring
do
them
some
in.
kind of collaborative, I'm already seeing this as kind of a
100%.
team, if you will,
Yes. So
because
that was the biggest thing we got. We went to another conference and the messaging was all about build the band instead of building the brand. And that totally resonated with me. And I built a huge band when we were doing the flipping females and we did the 500 flips with the women and stuff. So this time I'm like, okay, you know what? I want to do this again. I want to do it differently and have everybody participate in, all the deals and the things that we're doing. So that's why I'm getting clear with everybody is what is your genius? If it's your genius, it's your job, which is why I have everybody, they have to go do the investor survey. And that's, again, another thing through here. Let me show you this. This is really important because so we do the investor survey and then that gets you really clear what your genius is and what your essentially your buy box is for what type of investor you want to be, and then we teach you how to use Deal Hunter to literally go find those deals, bring them into the community. Now let's collaborate and put them all together. So we already have Laura who's taken on being the transaction coordinator, Blake who's taken on all the social media so we can do the marketing around it, because I've already got the PPM that we literally put all the deals under so that we can market it like publicly so we don't have to create a whole PPM again.
Oh,
Like
you had to do
we've
a
got
PPM
it all.
too?
If we're raising like $100 million, yeah,
Now, but because you're doing a PPM with the investor club as a backup, right? The
correct.
investment club.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So that way you can send the non-accredited there.
Right. So we got that, but the accrediteds get to come in through my 506C. Tracy, she's a hard money lender. So everybody has their thing that they're doing and their genius. We bring it to the table. We, build the whole team around whatever the project is. We
Love
get
it.
it done and we keep going.
Damn, Catherine, I feel
So
like the last 2 years I'm mad at myself because I totally enjoy your aura and I feel bad that it took reconnecting at Squad Up for it to happen. You know what I mean?
it's all meant to
Because
be.
we had such a good time
Okay.
at Raise Fest, but
Right. Okay. So if we go to Explore GPTs, and this is why you want the paid version, $20 a month. This is what it's getting. It's getting literally like $20 a month. It got a college student a $30 million deal. I think it's
so
worth it.
since you've got the AI
So
background on this, what would the difference be? And I know it's totally different LLMs and whatnot, but if I have the paid version of Claude, and the reason I do is because I'm in the middle of doing an AI OS, trying to build up the brain and all that jazz. But I know they operate a little bit differently, but there's no way of transferring. Well, I shouldn't say no, there's no way. Is there a way of transferring GPTs into Claude as a skill? You know what I'm saying?
yes, and I do both. So I will run
Possible.
deals through. I know it's so funny that does that. So I will, because I can build the custom GPTs. So I'll run stuff through Chat GPT, but then I'll also bring it over through Claude because Claude is better with the numbers and all of that. So
Right.
we use they're just team members. No
Okay.
one's better than the other. They just do different things better. So
Okay.
Landshark. So when you go into the GPTs and Explore, if you just type in investor survey, it'll come up Landshark investor survey, and then you hit start chat. And then from here, it says just click, I'm ready to take it. And then it's 125 questions. And if you use the little
Holy cow.
dictate button here, it takes you about 20 minutes to go through. If you type it, it'll take you about 2 hours. So this is where I need you to start. You start here. Here, I'm going to copy the link and put it in the chat for you.
Okay.
Here it is here. So take this. Tracy, I don't think you've done yours.
Yeah, I'm guilty.
Slacker.
Sorry. I'll get it
I
done.
need you to do that.
Hey,
I'll get it
Tracy,
done today. I got some time.
We'll
Tracy,
build the
grab my
band.
Blink card out of the chat, would you too, please? Because I didn't know you were an HML. We need to chat as well, see if there's any type of
Sure.
synergy. Yeah, no, this is cool because
Tracy's
I didn't realize it was
amazing.
going to be. What's that?
Tracy's amazing.
Aw,
Where are you
thank
located, Tracy?
I'm in Oklahoma.
Oh my goodness, where at?
Edmund.
Edmond. Do you know where Frederick is?
I don't.
It's down towards the border. Anyway, we're doing a interesting deal there, and it's kind of a cool play that I could probably bring up in here. That it's it's amazing forced appreciation. So
Where am I? What am I looking for in the chat?
my Blink. It's right above that last chat that Catherine put in there. It's my V card, basically, if you will. I don't know if you use Blink at all, but
Do you see
I
that in
do,
the
but I
Zoom
don't
chat?
see it. Oh, there it is. I see it. Okay. Yeah, I got Blink.
yeah, I'd love to connect with you. And okay, so I'm trying to think if I have any other questions. Let's see. Investor
So
survey.
here's your homework, I would say, Chris. Get the paid version of ChatGPT.
You'll
I promise
be
you, I'll
so
make you millions.
I wonder if I can I API it into my Claude AIOS, do you know? Or does, make them talk to each other?
I don't know. I'm not that nerdy.
I don't think they talk to
know.
each other.
Oh, it's like an Apple Android thing.
Here's your homework. Get the paid version, then do the investor survey. Really important. And then go ahead and bring the deals. And if you've got deals that are all ready to go, we're just going to keep, running deal after deal.
So this is okay. I'm glad to know it's an any deal situation, not just a land
Any
situation.
deal, all deals. Because again, it's about learning, right? Anytime we can run a deal and we can teach everybody and everybody can learn to a new level, we're all going to get better. All ships rise together.
So here's a question for you. I don't know if you'll know this or not, but because you know how they have these hell, I don't even know what they call them, but like Galaxy AI, super cool. There's several other or a couple other ones. But anyway, they basically take all these models and they give you a certain amount of tokens on the paid version within one version. So that way it's basically like you put in your prompt or whatever, and it runs it across whatever ones that applies, you know what I mean? And utilizes it for you. That's why I'm wondering, because I have Super Cool, which I pay for, which has a bunch of models built in together. And I'm wondering if I ran that through it, if it would pull it up. You know what I mean?
Only if you can run it through the custom GPT we built.
Right.
Otherwise, it's running through the generic.
Right. That's why I'm wondering if it would recognize a GPT. I'll have to look into it and see if you can add a GPT to it or something like that. That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
Because I only pay $15 a month for this, but it gives you a certain amount of tokens on a widespread amount of AIs, which is cool.
Right.
So, well, this is kind of fun. Okay.
Right.
And so I got your Blink and I sent mine. So
okay, thank you. Oh, you sent it back to me. Okay, gotcha. Yeah. Cool. I appreciate that. And
we'd love to know what your genius is, and what instrument you want to play in the band, so to speak.
And I would imagine if you had a PML, you'd be utilizing them anyway. But I'm just throwing that out there that, this Vegas situation to you, because if you happen to know anybody that's looking to get
what's the price? What's the amount?
368.2, but it's a 25% return, and I could carve off on top of that potentially another 5 points for you if you're bringing the PML.
Well, I might be able to send me some info. You got my email.
Okay. What's your how busy is your schedule today? So I'm not interrupting.
I mean,
I've got meetings on and off as well.
Work. She has an investor survey to do.
Oh yeah.
Well, so when I don't have a meeting for another hour.
There you go. You guys can get it done now. I have to get back into this meeting.
Good seeing you, Catherine.
Good seeing you both. Have an amazing day, and we'll see you tomorrow for apparently a special announcement. So I'm like, what's a special announcement? This will be interesting.
You want me to just email you that stuff, Tracy, and then you can just call me at leisure? Or?
Yeah, that'll work.
All right, cool deal.
Perfect.
Appreciate you guys.
Thank you. Talk to you later.
See ya. Bye-bye.